Hello, beautiful Sagittarius. Welcome to Sweet Tree of Life Tarot. This reading is for June 2022. Sagittarius, dear fire signs, thank you for coming in today. This one is actually a reading that's done as a Tree of Life spread. If some of you haven't been here before, it's like the tree on the top. And then as you go down, you see the branches, and then of course the trunk of the tree, and then of course at the very bottom is the roots of the tree, and it just represents how heaven and earth do reflect each other and do affect each other. So it's like as it is in heaven, it will be on earth and vice versa. So let's go ahead and read the spread here, see what messages come across. For the issue, the number one position we have the Chariot. It's treated as this as if it was reversed because it is a major arcana card. It's usually more positive. However, because it is considered like the issue card, it's considered to be in the reverse. It indicates a kind of like making sure that you're not approaching anything too rashly. Kind of like there's people that might be approaching things and achieving their goals kind of like ruthlessly without, that chariot having that control that they usually have, and that balance that they have. So it's kind of like a runaway train almost. So there's some lack in control that's been going on here. It could also be that it represents maybe a partner that you're with. So let's see what we have in the rest of the reading to see if it can address that. It could be, like I said, a partner or yourself kind of acting a little bit more um, kind of like, without thinking about anything else but achieving your goals. So it's kind of like a lack of balance and that control, kind of like a runaway horse. So it could be that you feel that also in a relationship or just within yourself. So something's going on where you're feeling that ruthlessness, kind of like, I just want to get this done and be done and just get to it kind of thing. Let's see what the reading says here. For this reading here, in the second card, we have the Moon, major arcana card, of course. It is a card of dreams. It's a subconscious psychic abilities, their intuition. It kind of beckons us to find our inner voice and reach higher levels of enlightenment. That's why you have the moon here in all its phases and all its emotions. So it also represents intuition, higher sense of self, higher levels of enlightenment as well. But also it does imply that you don't see everything that's going on right now. The light of the moon only lights the path partially, not fully. So you do have to count a lot on your intuition with what's going on here, also on your faith, and maybe even some friends that can help you with that advice, some good advice, but definitely on your intuition and faith is what you need to rely on. In the creation here, we have the beautiful card, major arcana card, the sun. You do have a lot of major beautiful arcana cards. This is almost kind of like a polarity of this, but this is the sun. So the sun actually shows you a little brighter things of what's to come, of what's illuminating, kind of represents enlightenment. And again, enlightenment, intuition. There's a lot of that coming already up in the reading. You want to find deep insight and everything that encourages you just to shine brightly, that personal glory, that good health, that vitality. So you've created that, or you're creating that, where you have all that positivity. And of course, the butterflies going into like the sun here, very nice, very bright with hope and love. Very positive card, beautiful card to have. And then right here in the number 4 position, we have the Fool, another major arcana card. You have a lot of arcana cards coming up. And so this is basically kind of means, this is the Fool. It's like a card of taking the chance, but there is that unlimited potential, that enthusiasm you have, that taking that leap of faith that you want to have. That's kind of giving you the energy to just kind of build things and say, I can do this. I have this enthusiasm, unlimited potential, and so forth. It's taking that leap of faith. It cautions you to see more, kind of be more aware of the ever-present dangers as well. Even though you have that zest for life, the sense for adventure, the beautiful butterflies, just kind of looking at them, which is can represent transformation as well as rebirth and life everlasting, that kind of thing. So just basically a lot of positivity, a lot of positive change. with all the light around it and that zest for life. But it does, this card does remind you, make sure you do look at your surroundings so that you take a moment, step back before you actually do something. So be a little cautious in whatever you're going to be doing next. Think about it before acting. In the area where you have to dissolve something, we have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands energy in this case, it obviously it's a creative vision. That's what the wands, the Page of Wands is usually representing. However, in this case, this creative vision is kind of scattered, it's disorganized. So it kind of it resembles like a person that can't stick to a project that they're doing possibly, or completing a project. They're just jumping from one thing to another. They're not quite completing it because their energies are kind of scattered and disorganized, right? It could also be referring to maybe your partner. Maybe they're kind of scattered and disorganized. They're kind of just jumping from one person to another possibly. And this could be indicating a fire sign, because it is the Page of Wands, and the suit for wands, of course, is for fire signs, which could be a Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. And then right here in the center of your reading here, which is another wand, which is another fire sign, Wands, which is like you, fire sign, Sagittarius. Nine of Wands is what you have here. Now the Nine of Wands is a synergy of all this card, of this whole reading here. The synergy meaning it's basically like a bigger energy that comes through, a culmination of all the energies to create a bigger energy. So this is a card of defensiveness, but it's also a card of patience and perseverance. As you can see, she's sitting there confidently. She's not really just resting. She's kind of just taking a moment to wait and watch before reacting. Again, it correlates with this about being cautious before you react, right? So you don't want to be acting ruthlessly or rashness, or kind of like just being rash about something. So you want to kind of take your time, be careful before you proceed, because it's better to be cautious than to be caught off guard. The lion has her back, you're prepared. So she's basically prepared on whatever kind of comes her way. So this is kind of indicating that you're prepared for what comes your way. You're just kind of waiting and watching. So it's kind of really reminding you to center yourself, like it's in the center here as a foundational card. So you want to center yourself with those emotions so that you're not acting in a rationless manner, and you're acting maybe a little bit not as scattered and not as, carefree. You want to take a moment to sit back and wait and watch before you take that step. And right here in the victory position, which is the Seven of Pentacles, it is the Earth card. I have all the pentacles here. It is reaching a goal or a milestone. This card also reminds you to pause and reevaluate your next steps. So again, you're having this information to tell you, wait and watch and then react. So take that moment to, kind of go within, reflect, use your intuition, because not everything is, kind of shining brightly right now. But you do want to use your intuition and that positivity that you have in your energy. And you want to make sure you know that obviously, like the card also tells you, that even though you've reached some of those goals and you're taking a moment to rest and kind of take everything in, you need to keep working hard in order to keep that garden growing, in order to keep, getting those fruits to come about. So again, it's warning, the reading tells you, wait, watch, and then react. Okay, so you really have to kind of step a moment back so that your chariot doesn't keep being out of control. Now, what do you want? Well, this card usually reveals what you want. This is the Eight of Cups. As you can see, the moon doesn't really shine her path, so she does have to count her intuition. Again, connecting with that card there, that intuition that you have to use. This card represents sadness about leaving something behind, abandoning something. You can see how she reluctantly leaves it behind slowly, but walking out very slowly, deliberately. She's even holding onto the tree so she doesn't fall. But she really doesn't want to leave, but she leaves because she knows that these cups is part of her past that she's going to have to leave behind at this point. So it could mean that you're in search of a deeper meaning, maybe solitude, or just change in general. So this card just kind of urges you again to leave part of that past behind in search of something more fulfilling. And that's where you seem to be revealing on what you want. Right here, and how others see you or how you see others, is a major arcana card. It's a high priestess. It's a card of mystery, unconscious, intuition, and divine realms. It brings a sense of calm to our lives and helps us find deeper meaning through understanding, wisdom, and knowledge. So she's all about that knowledge, that higher understanding, that rebirth, that transformation, the intuition here with the moon. She's very much about those levels of deep searching in deep within yourself and that mystery, and just kind of trying to keep that understanding of wisdom and knowledge and finding that deeper meaning of things. So this is a really good card, again, emphasizing that that's how you see yourself or others see you. So it looks like you're ready to delve deeper into those, that mindset, that deeper feelings, that deeper intuition. It looks like you're already basically seeing yourself like that, and others see you as well. So it looks like you are taking that step to do that already, which is really good. This is really good for healing and also growing. So for growth. So right here it's a King of Wands. So we have it as the last card for the outcome, what's kind of radiating out. The King of Wands usually is, obviously, Wands. It's a suit for fire sign like yourself, Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. So this, those lines are very much a sign of strength. So you can get through whatever you're going through right now. This card, the King of Wands, tends to be passionate, confident, full of life. But he does love to kind of sweep the women off their feet type of thing. Charming, that kind of thing, where charming isn't always sincere and they can be a little insensitive. So if you are kind of seeing someone like that, or maybe you're reacting insensitively because you're so upset about something that's going on here and kind of feeling a little lack of control, as you can see, it kind of reflects the top, reflects the bottom of the reading. So you kind of want to make sure that this card kind of reminds you, as not to take that rash and quick action, to wait and think out the next step more carefully. Again, it's telling you to watch your step more carefully. So right here we have the pillar of severity, and then on the right side we have the pillar of mercy. In the middle we have what's considered the pillar of harmony. As we go in the reverse, you'll see that the King of Wands here, as we go in the reverse in the pillar of harmony, sometimes it tells you how to kind of turn this chariot around. And the best way that what I'm getting from all this reading is keep doing that, using that intuition, that faith, that focus, taking a moment to step back, count your blessings, but know that there's still work to be done. Getting rid of, getting rid of that past, that part of your past that no longer serves you. Staying strong, thinking before acting, following that intuition, waiting, watching, and then reacting, making sure you're taking the right step. And of course, with the polarity here, you have the positive and you have the kind of like something you can't really see very well, so you use your intuition. So definitely it's time to stop, watch, and think before you act. Okay? And then that way, you'll hopefully be able to turn this chariot around and have it be what it is, which is self-confidence, success, focus, and of course, being in control of that chariot and balance of yourself and your journey. I hope this has been helpful. I hope it gives you a new perspective into your situation, and it gives you a positive perspective into your situation. If you want a personal reading, I am available for personal readings. For the personal readings, I do add an 11th card that belongs here. And if you, for even more clarity, and I am available for readings, you can just click on my email at sweettreeoflifetarot@gmail.com, and I'll be glad to give you a reading. If you like this, please subscribe and like the video. Share as well. Share with a friend that you think might help, that might be in a similar situation. And I hope to see you here next month. I'm sending you lots of peace, love, and light. Thank you for joining me.